Good morning.
I think we're live. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Cheryl Ann Chapman.
I was forcing it.
You're a coffee.
She
and a
never
podcast.
lets me do that. So I'm like, wait, what?
I know. I thought I'd let you do that.
I know. She totally shocked me. And
Yeah.
play this back and you can see the shock look to my face. Like, what is she doing?
Oh, yeah.
How are you?
Oh, God, I'm good. But
you look fabulous. Look at this.
Like little
bit
cutout
sexy.
peekaboo.
Yeah.
I looked for my brown fall dress and I couldn't find it because it's so beautiful and cold, and I was like, it's sweater weather.
I'm in sweater weather. I was going to say that, sweater weather. I love that.
I love a sweater.
Sweater weather.
Sweater weather. Anyway,
so I am sweater weather.
She looks beautiful.
Oh,
but anyway, my drive here was so scary.
Oh, really?
From Bellevue to Kirkland, right? On the freeway. It was raining so hard, I like hydroplaned. Oh, and then I was like, I mean, because the water didn't have time to dissipate anywhere. Right. And so it was kind of scary. And then, but luckily it cleared out. Like I was so grateful. Yeah. Yeah.
It was good. No, that was me yesterday.
That was my drive. Yeah.
Going up to Bellingham.
Oh, really?
It was, you couldn't even see.
Yeah.
I'm just like, and then you got the semis buzzing by you and I'm just like, am I on the road still?
Hey, I heard that in that case you look to the right. I mean, I always get into the slow lane, like when traffic's like that, when it's scary.
Too. Yeah.
And they said to look for that white line on the edge.
Yeah. That's
a safety tip.
Yeah, well, and you guys are probably going to laugh at me. I have to wear sunglasses.
You do?
When it is bright and raining because I can't see. Because
excuse me. Sneezing lad.
It is fall.
Yeah. Fall.
I can't see.
Really?
It's really hard because the mist and then the glare and then then I'm just
so thirsty.
There we go.
Morning.
Oh, hello, beautiful.
Hello, beautiful. What do you got? The C?
The big C.
The big C for Cheryl.
For Cheryl or Chapman, whichever one you want. This was a gift from my friend Linda. Thank you, Linda.
Oh, we love that.
Yeah, I love that.
So what have you got here?
I'm going to move it closer because I don't know what the camera can see.
Yeah.
So November 1st and November 2nd is the Day of the Dead.
Oh.
Dia de Muertos. I cannot say that very well. I'm getting better. What?
I just heard that the other day from my comedian, Jim Jaffigan, whatever.
Jaffigan.
Sure, you appreciate me butchering
Sorry,
his
we
name.
butchered your name, but...
Oh my God.
I need to get a little... little
but he mentioned Day of the Dead. Do we just... I can't remember how to say it.
No, Dia de... I can't do it now.
Okay.
Now I'm on screen thinking everybody's
It'll come.
Day of the Dead in English. So the whole premise of that, I used to think before I knew about the culture, I have that Oscars from Guadalajara.
Yeah.
Before I understood that culture, and then I understood it more when I worked with a whole bunch of people that's their culture.
Right.
That I used to think, gosh, why are these people, worshiping
so
the dead? It's so morbid. These skeletons, because I didn't understand it. It's very beautiful. And I'm going to try not to cry.
Okay.
I don't have a picture in here yet. It's going to put his mother in here.
Oh, I'm going to cry.
Anybody can be a part of this celebration because what it is, it's for 2 days they honor they put together an altar and the marigolds, which I'll put the marigolds in that you have. So the marigolds will come into that. That's what these are representing.
Right.
They put an altar together and they put their favorite beverage or their favorite fruit or their favorite sweet.
That's interesting. That's almost like the Buddhists too. Don't they do like altars with...
I don't know.
I'll need to learn.
It's good to know about all different cultures.
It really is.
So it talks about that one, the 2 days that the spirits come back and they visit the people that are still, I'm getting chills, they visit the people that are still alive.
Hello,
and it's I know, hello, Cheryl. I gotta talk to you. I've been watching you. No.
You got a scolding.
And then, as Lucy would say, Ricardo would say, you have some explaining to do. But all jokes aside, it is a beautiful, touching moment.
That is nice.
And so I'm going to do a little altar.
Nice. And the colors are so vibrant.
The colors are so beautiful.
And the sentiment is really
the sentiment is
impressive.
there. And let me tell you, if nobody wants to cry, but we were watching on YouTube Victoria,
I just got here.
Oh, I know. Don't mess my makeup, please.
My skincare.
I know. I have to get that set stuff, your podcast. So I didn't know that you put this mist stuff on and it holds your makeup. Yeah.
I don't know if I want that. I like it. I complain about like losing my skincare when I cry, but it's like it's okay.
But it's it's natural.
Yeah,
it's natural.
Yeah.
So
anyway, this is natural.
But I'll stop here in just a second. So it's so Victoria is a beer brand, and on YouTube we were watching some of these commercials. We just kind of rolled across them. Oh my God, are they tearjerkers? On people coming and you don't think at first, think they're having dinner, but then you're like, wait, it's just one-on-one, or no, there was some that were groups. Yeah, it gets to you.
No, I get it.
But it's a beautiful way to honor them, to remember them, because
I
mean, once you're passed on, a lot of times life gets so busy, a lot of people, not that they
No.
forget, but they don't take those 2 days. So it's 2 dedicated days, the second and the 1st and 2nd of November, that they dedicate to honoring the people that passed on.
I love that.
So,
that's so nice.
So I will move this over.
Here we are.
So and even our pets. See, I've gotten in honor. I have my cat. I don't have a dog one, but I've lots of pets that have passed on, like
Oh, I didn't know they had separate ones for their pets too.
Oh yeah.
That's
so
cool.
see little wings.
That's
so beautiful.
Cool.
Right.
I'd like to learn more about how they got that started, that particular ritual.
I didn't. This was just an improv because
I'd like to find that out.
We can touch back on it.
Yeah, that'd be good because
it's been going on for a long time.
Yeah, because wings, wouldn't that indicate angel, little kitty?
Yeah, angel kitty passed on.
Did they believe in angels? Is that what it was? Is it come from Catholicism?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I don't know.
Well,
that's a good question.
I've got my work cut out for me.
And I wonder if it's like a combination of Catholicism and Mayan tradition. I mean, I wonder if I don't know. We're just speculating here.
It could be. Don't hold us to that because
we're not experts on these things.
For sure.
Speaking of that, go ahead.
No, I say speaking of that, that's why we have our notes. You will see, I will have notes, she will have notes. And we have so much, even though we do smaller little segments, there's a lot of information and it's hard to keep that all in.
Oh, it really is.
So when you see us reading off notes or referring to notes, that's how.
Well, we research a lot of people.
Yeah.
I just touched my mic. Sorry, guys. We research a lot of people and we just can't remember it all. It's too much in my brain.
Too much.
Someone was like, "Oh, why are you just sitting there reading?" Well, we're not professional
we will get better.
We're not professional newscasters.
Exactly.
And even if we were,
they have teleprompters. They have teleprompters.
Hey,
so there you go. We need a teleprompter.
Hey, and then but then I'd have to get glasses for that. I mean, I already have readers, then I'd have to get glasses.
Exactly.
For the freaking teleprompter. I'd be like, what? I can't see.
Anyway. Yeah. I mean, some of the older school, I'm sure that they have learned and there's tricks and things like that. But
it's smart. But this is too much information.
Even the presidente, they all read off of teleprompters.
You need notes. I need some notes. I write whole reports on this.
Well, I feel like I'm forgetting something.
And plus, I got pictures for Sherilyn to show you.
I love pictures. Love pictures.
And I do too. I do too.
So but it's not. I feel like I'm naked.
Because she doesn't
if
have
I
any
don't
notes.
have, well, I do. I don't have any notes right now, but I feel like I'm naked if I don't have any notes.
Yeah.
Like I feel like, I need to refer to something because my squirrel brain. I'm always moving around, and I'm like,
it depends on what you're doing. I did this martial arts self-defense with a friend and a women's thing, and I didn't really. We just needed like an outline and some prompts. But other than that, it was easy to talk about because when it's something you know about or you feel passionate about, you can communicate to the audience and, with the audience.
Exactly.
And but this is different. This is us reading books, learning things, learning about people, sharing information, and that's the fun part. Is really for me.
Oh yeah.
Is like the people you do, and I listen, and I'm like, God, I didn't know
people
that.
I never even knew.
Well, and these people I did know. Everyone knows this guy, but it's like we forget about what they had to overcome and the things that they did accomplish, and we forget about it. And I think
it's our remembering.
Our
remembrance.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've got our own day.
Every
day of the life
week
or whatever.
we have
Day of the life.
Day of the life. There you go. We're going to create a new little.
So for me
celebration.
today, it was funny because right before I came, I had to look up this word because the gentleman I'm doing, I'll give that away. He was a polymath, and I'm like, oh my God, I forgot what that word means. There's all these new words that I have to learn all the time, right?
Right.
Just as Hypatia was a polymath. And I had to look it up again.
I need to know what a
polymath is a person who has a wide range of knowledge and expertise in many different subjects. And so then I was like, well, who are some current, polymaths? And that would be Elon Musk, Natalie Portman. There's others. There's many others. But so there are people who have a wide range of knowledge, or they might have one specialty.
The person
they
seems
might
to know
have
everything.
one specialty, but then they know a lot about other subjects, and they're very skilled and they're very talented. I don't know if they're borderline genius, but just pretty much because it's a lot to take in, all that information, and a lot of them are multilingual, and science, math, just various things. Yeah.
Wow.
So anyway, today,
what are we doing today?
Today, I know, and I didn't have anything creative for this. Today we're doing Leonardo Da Vinci.
Oh,
and he
my
was
goodness.
born Leonardo di Ser Piero da Vinci, which Da Vinci is the name of the birthplace. Weird, right?
Oh. No.
Not the family name.
I thought Da Vinci was always a family name.
Right, it's not. I know, we learned so much. And I guess that's how they named you in those days. He was born a long time ago, but what an amazing genius of an artist he was. Wow. This guy, oh my God. Born the 15th of April in 1452, so put yourself in that timeline, 1452.
And what is his real name again? Leonardo what?
He is Di Ser Piero.
DC Piero. Oh, DC Piero.
Piero.
Wow,
good
but I like the Da Vinci's easier.
Yeah. He was born in Vinci, Florence, Italy.
Wow.
Imagine the time you will. He passed away at the age of 67 years old, which
That's
is pretty old for
that time.
1400s,
Yeah.
right? He died in 1519.
Wow.
Yeah, he passed away 2nd of May, 1519 in Clos-Luz-Amboise, Kingdom of France.
His reason why we have notes.
Yeah.
Can we remember those words?
Yeah,
No.
I could not.
Wow.
His resting place back then, for many hundreds of years, it has been symbolic and important to name the resting places of the famous and non-famous people alike. His final resting place was in Chateau d'Amboise.
Chateau d'Amboise.
D'Amboise. It's French.
Yeah. She does better French than I do.
No, not so much.
Oui.
I'm kind of butchering it today. That's okay. You can always email us.
There you go. You can pay for our lessons, okay? No.
Leonardo. He is most known for his painting, drawing, engineering, anatomical studies, hydrology, which I had to look up.
Is a genius.
Which I had to look up. It is the scientific study of water on Earth and other planets, including its movements, distribution, and management, and involves the study of how its relationship with the living and non-living in its environment. So hydrology, something we all learned today. What did we learn? We learned
what's that
word?
What's that word?
Polymath, and
polymath,
hydrology, which is the movement of fluid,
which makes sense. Hydrology.
Right.
Okay, I can remember that.
So it says it involves the study of how relationship with the living and non-living in its environment. Hydrologists measure and analyze water in the atmosphere or on the surface and underground to understand how physical and chemical and biological processes affect it. And we could go on about that. That's my gosh. Pretty impressive.
That's pretty, there's a lot.
But Leonardo was also into botany. optics, and geology. So not only was he amazing off the chart painter, he was figuring out the human body.
Oh yeah.
All things related to our earth. So this guy was into it. So get ready, because I have some famous works of his to tell you about. And you can look up at my source notes from Wikipedia, Google Arts, and Culture and Britannica for my references for today's talk.
Wow.
But before that, let's get into his life a little bit. So as we said, Leonardo was a polymath, a person with a wide range of knowledge of learning. And he was the polymath of high Renaissance dates, April 1452 to May 1519. He was an active painter, draftsman, engineer, scientist, theorist, sculptor, and architect. I know. This dude, he could do it.
Boy.
Which is amazing.
That's just
if you think
amazing.
about 1452.
Yeah, just what a
your
pioneer.
living conditions were, yes, they were simpler in times, so he had all those times to do those things, like today we get so distracted with modern conveniences.
Oh, yeah. Just the work was totally different.
It was. And what did he have for lunch? So, there's going to be a documentary on him. I think 2 parts are ready. Oh, I'll have to look it up for you guys. There's a documentary coming out about him. Someone,
wow.
Mr. Burns, him and his wife, I think. I don't know if it's his wife. They're doing a documentary on him.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I think
we've watched different things.
Yeah, I love documentaries
on YouTube, and
yeah, we're on YouTube and Spotify.
We are not a shameless plug, but yes.
He was famous for his paintings, and then became even more famous for his notebooks. Oh, this gets interesting. In which he made drawings and notes
sketches.
on a variety of subjects, including anatomy, astronomy, botany, cartography, which is, the map.
Because he's the one that's the thing. Where that's supposed to be him, supposedly.
Paleontology. He has been recognized as a genius who epitomized the Renaissance humanist ideal, in which his work later benefit future generations.
Yeah.
So I love those people that all their work benefited us.
Right.
Born out of wedlock to a successful notary and a lower class woman.
Think of that.
Yeah.
Wedlock back in that day.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
That was a big deal. I mean, even when I had my daughter.
Right.
And that was in 85.
Really?
And there was still stigma.
Really?
Yeah. Even my grandma. Yeah, my grandma would send me all these different things. It was on my dad's side. Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad. So imagine what they went
through. Back then. That's why I didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
but I was just thinking, oh my goodness. Yeah. You'd be stoned.
Yeah.
Type of thing. Wow.
Born out of wedlock to a successful notary and a lower class woman in or near Vinci, he was educated in Florence by the Italian painter and sculptor Andrea del Verricchio. He began his career. Verricchio. He began his career in the city, but then spent much time in the service. Oh my goodness, Lodovico Sforza in Milan.
She always picks these difficult names.
He worked in Florence and Milan again, as well as briefly in Rome, all while attracting following of imitators and students. Yeah. Imitators that imitated his work and lots of students. Upon the invitation of Francis, he spent the last 3 years in France, where he died in 1519. Since his death, there has not been a time where his achievements, diverse interests, personal life, and empirical thinking have failed to incite interest and admiration.
I don't think he's ever been
making him a frequent namesake and subject in culture. I can't think of anyone who has. Maybe we'll have to think about that. Also, I didn't realize that Arnold Schwarzenegger was a polymath as well. It gives a list of modern day. Benjamin Franklin was.
I can see Benjamin Franklin being
one polymath.
Would that be Einstein?
I don't know.
Because some of them might be so narrow in their field that they weren't.
Right. That they didn't
But they were geniuses.
They were genius. But I think it's different because it's borderline. I mean, you could say some of them were geniuses, but they were just very knowledgeable, of what that field, which they were genius in that field, but they weren't necessarily branched out.
They branched out and knew so much about so much. That's amazing. Good point.
Leonardo is identified as one of the greatest painters in the history of Western art and is often credited as the founder of the High Renaissance. So he really, did a name. Despite having many lost works and fewer than 25 attributed major works, including numerous unfinished works, he created some of the most influential paintings in the Western canon. I don't know what that word means. Canon. Western
canon.
Yeah, I should have looked that up. In the Western, I don't know.
If you guys know, let us
Hemisphere?
know. Western canon.
The Mona Lisa is his best known work and is world's most famous individual painting.
And you have Mona in your dining room.
I do. Not the original.
Beautiful big, not the original. Yeah. Beautiful Mona.
I'd have to
So when I go over, I say, hi, good morning, Mona. Hello.
Her eyes totally follow you around the room, too.
That is just an incredible painting.
Funny. She just follows you everywhere.
Yeah, I'm like, Mona, I guess I'm going to
put it as a joke, but, I mean, not really a joke, but like as a... My husband and I could not agree on any artwork. He likes really visceral, like bright colors, like some of the colors I'm not particularly fond of. And he likes really big and bright and like kind of
He would like the art that's on my wall over there, the New York City one.
He would like death and like he would like, you know, things that symbolize like not the happy Day of the Dead type, but the more to me like, you know, I'm like, I don't want to look at that every day. And I'm the opposite. I'm golden glittery. I want shiny. And my husband, yes, so we have a clash there. So Mona was a great compromise. So that's how she ended up in the dining room with a light on her, shining on her. And
we have lots of conversations, Mona and I.
Yeah, following us around the room. We love it. I'm used to her now.
Yeah.
I'm just like, hey, good morning.
She's cute.
She's got her own light.
She does.
Where'd I go?
I'm sorry. I had her point out.
Okay, so the one I didn't realize he did so many like famous ones. The Last Supper is the most reproduced religious painting of all time, and his Vitruvian Man, the one, you know.
They call that a Vitruvian. Okay,
Vitruvian.
That's
drawing is also regarded as a cultural icon. In 2017, Salvatore Mundi attributed the whole part to Leonardo, was sold at an auction for $450.3 million, setting a new record for the most expensive painting ever sold at an auction. Let's go back.
400 and what?
450 million. What was that? What was sold there? Oh, it's a painting of Salvatore Mundi, sold for 450 million, basically.
450 million for a painting.
For a new record for the most expensive painting ever sold at public auction.
Holy moly.
I might have a picture of it. I'll have to show you later.
Wow.
Okay, so revered for his technological ingenuity, he conceptualized flying machines even.
Yeah,
a type of armored fighting vehicle.
Yeah, like helicopters. And he was doing all sorts of cool stuff.
I don't know. Helicopter. That's funny.
Well, it's like the premise. The premise, the premise of the oh my gosh, the blades and all of that.
Well, a lot of those, it's interesting. I was reading about other inventors, and the reason they didn't make it into like major history with flying machines is because they came from this time. They conceptualized these things. They made prototypes, but they generally would get in them, fly and crash. You know, or they would, or
I think a couple of them actually did die.
Yeah, or they would get, they needed a lot of work. In other words, but they had the right idea. They just didn't have the ingenuity and the technology.
His drawings are amazing, and the way he writes, and he was just so talented.
Oh well, that's interesting. You should say that his writing. He could write. I'll have to Google that really quick.
Sorry.
Revered for his technological ingenuity, he conceptualized flying machines, a type of armored fighting vehicle, concentrated solar power, way beyond his time, a ratio machine that could be used in adding machine, and the double hull, which I don't know what that is. Relatively few of his designs were constructed or were even feasible during his lifetime, as the modern scientific approaches to metallurgy and engineering were only in their infancy during the Renaissance. So in other words, these guys had great ideas. So. Some of his smaller inventions, however, entered the world of manufacturing unheralded. such as the automated bobbin winder and a machine for testing the tensile strength of wire. These guys, I mean, they, not like us, distracted.
I could get one of those things,
right? They just were sitting around inventing. Yeah. He made substantial discoveries in anatomy, civil engineering, hydrodynamics, geology, optics, and tribology, which I don't know what that is. He did not publish his findings as they had little to no direct influence on subsequent science. Very little is known about Leonardo's childhood, but he had 16 half-siblings and only 11 survived infancy. There was no birth control. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. He was born out of wedlock to Piero da Vinci, Sir Piero da Vinci di Antonio di Sir Perio di Sir Guido. I don't know.
Say that
a Florentine legal notary, and a Caterina di Mio Lippi. The parents went on to marry separately, and hence all these half-siblings come from different people they married.
Oh, gotcha.
Despite the famous lineage of notaries, Leonardo received a basic informal education in writing, reading, and mathematics. So he was sent to a school basically and said, you know what, you're going to learn the basics. But they discovered his artistic talents, and his family decided to let him focus there, which is really cool if you think about it, because it's like...
It was really smart of them.
Yeah, it was wise of them, for sure.
Can you imagine if they didn't do that?
Maybe
we would not be privy to all this wonderful stuff.
His painting.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We not would have had a Mona Lisa in your dining room.
Or The Last Supper, which was a big deal.
Is beautiful.
In the mid-1460s, Leonardo's family moved to Florence, which at the time was a center of Christian humanist thought and culture. This greatly influenced Leonardo's painting, hence, The Last Supper.
Well, that area is beautiful. Not the culture, but that area is beautiful.
I think cult was a good word.
Oh, I didn't mean cult. No, I didn't know I said that. Not the culture, but the beautiful area alone would be enough to want you to inspire you.
But I think when you see a lot of his paintings, you'll see, you'll see that.
Good. She's got pictures.
I know. Yay! She loves pictures.
I love pictures.
So anyway, in the mid-1460s, we already said it, Leonardo was a young apprentice at the age of 17 to Andrea del Voricchio. Since he had been a shop boy of his since he was 14 years old. That's really cool.
Wow.
So he was exposed to both theoretical training and a wide range of technical skills, including drafting, chemistry, metallurgy. I don't know what that is. I think it's something to do with metalworking, maybe. Plaster casting, leather working, mechanics, woodwork, as well as artistic skills of drawing, painting, sculpting, and modeling.
He even expands what... Wow. Right. It's amazing.
Okay, so throughout Leonardo's life, he was commissioned in many projects from the first Florentine period, 1472 to 1482. First Milanese period. Oh my God, they had names for everything back then. Like,
it's true.
And different cultures, they all had, like words like this one. First Milanese period, second Florentine period, second Milanese period first Roman France period. So he had these famous paintings come out
in all
from
of those different
1472 periods. Up until his death in 1519. Wow. So here's one I know you're going to love. This is Gennaro. This one, amazing, was done in 1474 to 1478. Perhaps that's how long it took. It's unclear. But this is oil on panel and housed in the Natural Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C. in the United States. It is the only painting by Leonardo publicly displayed in the Western Hemisphere.
Oh, wow.
This was some of his early work on the 20s. So this is Gennaro.
The Last Supper isn't displayed anywhere?
Yeah, but not in America. This one's in the United States, so you can show them if you'd like.
Wow, I don't remember that one.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That's beautiful. Hopefully you guys can see that.
Yeah, really good.
That's
and you can
beautiful.
Also look it up, Gennaro Da Vinci or Leonardo's
Look
work.
at the detail. And,
there's a name for when we get to one of these paintings in here. There's a name that type of painting he does. What's it called? A skill.
A skill.
What is that called? A type of. Technical skill. Anyway, a famous oil painting was called Virgin on the Rocks. In Italian, Virgin I can't say that. Sometimes called Madonna of the Rocks.
Madonna of the Rocks.
And this was painted in 1983 to 86, so 3 years. So he must have been in his early 30s, if my math is right. And supposedly there are 2 of these paintings he has painted. One hangs in the London National Gallery.
Yeah.
Other one, unrestored, hangs in the Louvre in Paris.
Oh, unrestored.
Both paintings show the Virgin Mary and Child Jesus with the infant John the Baptist and an angel. So these are 2 of the same, but painted at different times. One is like darker. This must be the original.
Yeah, I can see this one's a face is turned different.
Yeah. Anyway, imagine 1483 to 1486.
There's another one if you guys can see.
That's pretty impressive.
That's
like this guy had the skill.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Okay. And this one is the famous one. And I had to look this up because this was from 1489 to 1491. And oh my God, ermines were real. It's funny the way he painted the ermine. I thought it was a baby dragon. Historians identify the young woman as the mistress of one of the patrons, Ceciliana Gallerani. Displayed, this is in Krakow, Poland. I can't say the name of the museum. It's too much. I would butcher it. Anyway, it's at a museum in Krakow, Poland. And it's Lady with Ermine. I think I'm saying it right. From 1489. And this painting, her face has gone on to be very famous because of the skill, the technical, the way he did it.
That's a ferret.
It's a ferret?
I think that's a ferret, isn't it?
It's like an albino ferret. No, it's like an albino ferret. I thought it looked like a baby dragon, though. I was like, oh man, when I saw it, I thought it looked like a baby dragon.
You guys let us know what you think that animal is.
Baby dragon.
Kind of looks like a ferret and
baby
it has
dragon.
A baby.
It looked like a baby dragon to me. I was like,
or a baby dragon.
But it's a ferret.
Oh, I saw it famous. Yeah.
Vitruvian Man, 1490. Leonardo's pen and ink drawing of Vitruvian Man comes from one of the many notebooks that he kept on hand. This work shows not only Leonardo's effort to understand significant text, but also his desire to expand on them. Mm-hmm. He was not the first to illustrate Vitruvius's concept, but his drawing later became iconic, partly because its combination of mathematics, philosophy, and art seemed a fitting symbol of the Renaissance. The drawing is housed in the Gallery dell'Accademia Venice, where it is not usually on display, but kept in a climate-controlled room. She likes pictures. So
I love pictures. So there's that famous, because that's now in the medical field as well. Right. They've used that as, you guys can see that.
And then, and you can look all these up. It's amazing. It's just this guy, he just goes on and on. The Last Supper, 1495 to 1498 oil painting. What can one say about his amazing interpretation of the men in this painting? He captures what he believes would have been their sentiment. If I'm not mistaken, it resides in Santa Maria del Grazie in Milan, Italy.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the Last Supper. Enough said. Everyone knows what that looks like, but we do have a picture. You can look that up.
Yep.
Now, you might not know about this. This guy, oh my God. Salvator Mundi, 1500, oil on walnut panel. This is the one that sold. We'll show you that. And it's record-breaking sale in 2017 for $450.3 million at an auction.
Wow.
Much debate was as if the painting was indeed Leonardo's, but specialists declared it was his due to an investigation of paint, materials, and style of Leonardo. And that's funny because my husband watches these documentaries, these shows on art. Like, is it real? Is it legit? Like, they go through a lot of investigation. I was watching one on
restoration, and it was amazing.
Yeah, it really is what they go, how they have to investigate. They're like the detectives. Mm-hmm. This was acquired by Abu Dhabi's Department of Culture and Tourism, the Louvre Abu Dhabi, currently owned by Mohammed bin Salman. And this is, what's his name? Salvatore Mundi. So if you want to show them, Salvatore.
Oh my goodness.
Mundi. This is the guy who sold for $450.3 million.
Wow.
Serious,
look at that.
dude.
That's amazing.
Then we we have our famous Mona Lisa.
Mona Lisa.
Oh my gosh,
Mona
it
Lisa.
looks like years. I mean, 1503 to 1519, oil on wood panel. You know, she was once stolen too. Did you know that? But then they found her.
Yeah.
Her smile might be engaging or it might be mocking. Either way, a copy of a poster hangs in my dining
There's
room.
so much, not
Interpretation.
controversy, but interpretation is a better word.
I love the way she follows me around the room. Famous for many things by art critics. Explore more if you wish. The original lives at the Louvre in Paris, France. And I just had a friend recently see it. Oh, there it is.
There's
I mean,
Mona. You can Mona Lisa.
Mona.
There's Mona.
Everybody knows Mona. Mona. And my friend said it was really small and hard to get to the front to see, but it was worth it. It's small, but ours is big in our dining room.
Well, they got to watch the lighting. There's so much control that goes on with these.
There are so many,
Yeah.
so many more paintings and drawings that he was famous for, and the inventions that never saw the light of day.
Oh.
He was very famous in his time and left behind a huge legacy as he was declared a universal genius. In his time, the King of France is said to have supported him and even held him in his arms whilst he passed away. There is much speculation about his personal life, but no one knows for sure, except he was a genius and left so much more for the world. And then I've got some interesting little facts about him, which I thought were cool. Not many, but a couple. Bill Gates bought Leonardo's notebook for $30.8 million in 1994.
That notebook that we see. Wow.
The gargantuan price tag made it the most expensive book ever sold. The 72-page notebook was written in 1506 and 1510. I would love to get a look at that.
Yeah.
Contains a wealth of sketches, diagrams, and ideas, many relating to the relationship between Earth, Moon, and the Sun. Leonardo was left-handed. He left around 6,000 pages of a journal in reverse to be read in a mirror so as not to smudge the pages with the ink. So he was, I think he was ambidextrous, and he could also write backwards. I
can snap left-handed, but I don't know if I can write. Well,
his masterpiece was destroyed. He was famous for a much larger work of art, with 17 years in the making. It was a 20-foot sculpture of the Duke of Milan's father on horseback. Oh, this was so sad. In 1944, Milan was invaded by French army and the sculpture was destroyed. I hate it when countries go to war and they destroy, like, I've read that in other countries, like in Pakistan, in the countryside. There was all this stuff, all these beautiful sculptures that were destroyed. Oh, it was so sad. And this is sad. He liked to dissect corpses, kind of morbid.
Yeah.
Most of his anatomical drawings were made in the 1480s. These images of sinews. These images of sinews, dense fibrous connective tissue that connects muscle to bone, which is really good for anatomy. We needed that. Muscles and the vascular system were incredibly accurate. These are the very first illustrations of their kind in circulation. So, probably not the very first of them done.
Thank you for those people.
I think that the Chinese probably had, and other cultures before that probably had some of that, but his was the first that was documented. And then it was said, his last words that we know of. What were Leonardo da Vinci's last words? I have offended God and mankind because my work did not reach the quality it should have. Never be satisfied in your creative pursuits, but enjoy the ride to the fullest. I don't think he said that, but he said I have offended God and mankind because my work did not reach the quality it should have.
I did hear that he was very much a perfectionist.
Yeah, and I can see that now, how he must have... by the way, this was episode 29.
Oh, yeah, 29.
Episode 29.
29.
But I had a lot of fun doing him. There's so much more. Wait, I might have had one more little tidbit.
Oh, then you were going to say something about his sketching, his drawing,
I can't remember, but... that's what I was going to say. He was ambidextrous, dyslexic, and could draw forward with one hand while writing back with the other. Like, who does that? I mean, producing a mirror image. It was also noted that he was a vegetarian and also drank no milk, which was rare for his time, since meat was considered a staple part of the diet.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So
yeah.
that was just my little last minute tidbits of that. And that's okay. So that's what I got on Leonardo da Vinci. He was amazing, and we love Mona. She's in our living room. I didn't think of him as, it's funny, I always think of him as, I never think of him as the Last Supper, because while I am spiritual, I am not necessarily religious, but I am spiritual.
Which is fine.
And I mean, I've vacillated in and out of that, but yes, I always associate him with Mona.
Yeah, and you'll forever be thinking of Leonardo because
anyway,
Mona's in the living room.
So if you guys want to write to us, we are at coffeeandapodcast3@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. And that was fun. Leonardo
da Vinci. Amazing. I remember one of the things that we had, one of the YouTube things that we were watching.
Yeah.
And it was talking about how
I was going to look
sneak
up the documentary.
Sneak out the bodies from the morgue and bring them down. And
they
work
did
on
that
them.
a lot.
Yeah,
documentary.
But just think, I mean, because he, like you said, in those notes, he's as he's doing it, he's writing down everything he's doing.
Yeah,
and so
I think that was important for years to come for us.
Oh yeah,
for medical study. Okay, Leonardo da Vinci is a 2-part, 4-hour documentary directed by Ken Burns, Sarah Burns. I don't know if that's his relation or what, and David McMahon. Wait, that's not how you say his name. Jiminy Christmas. I just heard it pronounced McMahon. That explores the life and work of the 15th century polymath. And where can you watch it? It says WKAR.org. That's where it says.
When is it coming out? Does it say?
I don't know. No, it's not out yet. I think it comes out. When does it come out? When can I watch it?
Yeah.
It says you can watch the piece here. Ken Burns was on CBS Monday morning to talk about it. November 18th and 19th.
Oh, so it's coming up.
PBS.
PBS. Oh, nice.
I don't have. Do you have PBS?
I don't think so.
I wish I had PBS.
I don't think I do.
Anyway, that's me, Leonardo.
Nice. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's all I got.
There's so many things that guy did.
I know.
That's amazing. I mean, most people are famous for one thing, but
listening.
That guy was amazing.
Yes,
thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to us.
For picking him, and
then what else are we going to add? I don't have any good quotes because I'm going to save it for the mini today.
No, I just
share your art, share your gift, be kind to each other. You never know what someone else is going through, and I wish we could all, be skilled like that. We're not. So we just do the best we can.
Exactly.
And be kind to each other.
And be good. And so until next time, ciao.